Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan, welcome back to The Forge. In today's episode of Trust Me on Blacksmith, we're making some spring swages. These are a bit hefty, these are for me, these are going to be doing a lot of work, hopefully, in the workshop. Follow along with the video. I've done my best to show you how to do this without any hefty tools, or talk through it at least anyway, but I will be using a power hammer for some of it. But yeah, basically, you can do these at home as well. Okay, for these swages, I've got myself some mild steel for the handle and the spring. Now, the spring is going to look a lot like this here on the filing vise, this circle. If you want to see this video, I'll leave a link up here. But what I've gone and got myself is a piece of mild steel. It doesn't need to be anything special, the handles. Mild steel will do just as good a job as spring steel will do, and it probably won't work harden. You could use round bar, you can use flat bar, you can do what I'm doing, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to go over this in much detail, but all I'm doing is I'm just curving up this material here. I've got about 300 millimeters here, or 12 inches here. I'd like to have the ring, and then I'd like to have another 300 mil the other side. Just so you know at home, this is 25 by 8 mil mild steel. It's about 780 millimeters long. Right, I'm going to start rounding up this other side. This was a bit of an experiment, and then I'll catch you in a bit. If you do want to copy what I've done here, then what you're going to need to do, put a bevel along both sides of your material. Don't forge it back in on itself. All you need to do is keep it straight, basically. But get your bevel in, like so. So I'm going to bring the bevel down. I'm probably going to come about 200 mil, about 8 inches or something like that. Maybe not quite that far. And then radius a piece up, and then keep going like that. So do a little bit of each. But yeah, we're just looking to keep this straight, basically. Okay, and the reason for the bevel is it just allows the material to drop into the swage that I have here a bit nicer. Now, you could do this with, you could just round this up by using your hammer and a corner in your anvil, so if you've got a cutting shelf or something like that, or you could use a fly press if you've got a fly press. Alternatively, if you've got a swage block, a little fuller for a swage block, you could cut a piece of tube in half and use that as a as like a little bit of a swage, and then hammer into that with a bit of round bar. There's lots of ways of doing this. I'm doing it this way for speed and also uniformity. This is going to give a really nice uniformed finish. Okay, so that's starting to radius up nicely. I'm going to take another heat on that, give it a bit of a brushing, and then I'm going to come further up and finish that off there. This is starting to roll on me ever so slightly, or twist, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to grab that end in there. I've left it a bit cold at the end. And just grab a set of adjustable spanner, or a wrench, adjustable wrench, whatever you want to call it, and just bring it back into line a little bit. Okay, so like I said, we're about roughly 12 inches here. I've got 6 inches in the middle, so about 150 mil. Now I'm not going to come straight up to where the curve ends. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to put it on the wrong side, because I've put a lot of work into these. Yeah, I won't do that. So I'm just going to start putting a little bit of a set down in. Probably going to take that down to about 4 mil. About half the thickness. And then start bringing that back, so bring back that so it's half the thickness a bit further up. I did want to do this all from the same side, but I'm just trouble getting the heat in. But I'm just going to put the set down on the other side. Bring it down so it all matches. So, right, that's looking pretty tidy. Okay, so that's looking pretty tidy. I just need to get a bit more thickness out of this, but then yeah, we're done. Okay, so where the transition from the flat to for the spring and the curve for the handles meet, I want to just want to come real tight up on here with this fullers, and I might just push these under here. This is one of the reasons I've left this loose, is because I can sort of offset it nicely. I'm just going to come in and give it a good couple of squeezes and just tidy everything up. And I'm hoping it's going to look real smart, the transition here. Yeah, looking really good. Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to do the other side and then start bending this up for the spring. I have I've unfortunately got one side slightly tighter than the other, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, but it's not a massive issue. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab, I've just quenched this end off, but I'm still quite hot. I'm going to grab this like so and give this a nice bend, and then using a hide mallet, just try and get that down a bit. It's looking pretty tidy. Cool, lovely. Yeah. So hopefully I should have almost 90, so I can fix that up in a minute. But just going to clean everything up now, get everything looking a bit smarter, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple of heats now, just to bend these round. I'm not sure if this is too big or not. I think it is now. Now we've started. I think that's going to be too big. It's okay, I've got other sizes, but it doesn't hurt to get it started. In fact, I don't even need to worry about it. But yeah, I'm going to start bending this up basically. It doesn't matter if you're a little bit off to start with, because we can use our mandrel, which is just a bit of tubing, but we can use our mandrel just to sort of centre it up later. Yeah, that's a bit long. I'm going to find something a bit smaller. Yeah, I think that's going to be the one. Right, so that's the only problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this over to the anvil, I think, this mandrel, and I'm going to use the mandrel on the anvil just to but a high hammer always helps with things like this. Yeah. So I've decided not to listen to myself. I'm going to wrap this round here again. I'm going to grab my scrolling dogs. I love a pair of scrolling dogs. They're genuinely a great tool, and I've made a couple of different sorts of pairs over my time. These are the forged out of one piece kind of ones. These are brilliant. I'm just going to get slightly bigger ones, and then I'm just going to get these bigger ones here, nice and flat. Get around onto there. Right, I want to get that bit in there, and I think actually now I am going to take it over to the anvil, and just clean this up a little bit on the anvil. I think it's going to look... like with anvils, the type of hammer that you decide to use plays a big role in what happens to the material. A softer material, for example, such as hide or copper, won't forge your material, but instead bend it to shape, which I didn't cover in my anvil video, and I know this is a bit catty doing it here now, but you're here, so go and check out my anvil video, and also let me know what you think, and then yeah, then you'll get yourself a hide hammer, because they're handy to have, and they do a nice job. Okay, right, I just want to bend those out, so yeah. Here we go. So that's looking really tidy. Okay, so I've got myself a piece of 4140. It's recycled forklift truck time, as everything is in this building. And I'm going to chop it up into some blocks. This is 1 3/4 by 1 inch, or 25mm by 45mm. If you wanted to, you could use mild steel. I doubt that the tooling's going to hold up for very long. However, it will work. For sure, and also these next couple of processes, if this stuff isn't normalised, will be easier if you're doing it out of mild steel anyway. Well, I'm going to get suited and booted and chop this off. Got my 2 blocks cut. I'm just going to weld them together so that I can then drill them. But I also need to do a bit of tidying up on the sides as well, because I didn't cut it very well because I was rushing. So yeah, I'm going to get these tacked together and then tidy them up a bit and then drill the hole in them. Okay, so here's the 2 blocks welded together and they're all nice and tidy and ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find the centre. I'm going to centre punch on this side and then drill a hole through. Okay, so I piloted this out and I want to take it down to 18mm. I think there's something wrong with the arbor on that drill press anyway, so it shakes around all over the place, even after I've slowed it down. So I'm just going through with this cordless trusty Mokica, and yeah, I'm going to get through and see you in a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to split this apart. Like so, and then I'm going to get both of these sections hot, and I'm going to get the size stock that I want to finish this to, and I'm going to pop the stock in, and I'm going to then do the rest of this by forging it. Now, what you could do if you wanted to, which would work, is you could weld your spring on now and use it that way, but I like to do it separately because I can keep these nice and square then, and then the final dressing, what I'll do, weld that on, then take it over and finish it like that. So I'm going to get these hot. I think I'm going to use the gas to do these, but I'm going to get this hot, and then I'm probably going to start it on the anvil just to show you what I mean about keeping everything nice and tidy, but then I'm going to take it over to the power hammer to finish it off. Okay, so I've got myself a tool that was made with that the swage that I used earlier in the fly press, and it comes out in at about 28mm, so just a bit over 1 inch. So all I'm going to do to start with is drive this in and start pushing down that material. It'd be nice to have this under the power hammer, but I'm just going to show you guys and girls at home how to do it to start with. And I'm going to bring this down so that we've got a nice radius all the way through. I don't condone doing this with a sledgehammer. It's a bit stupid, really. Okay, that's a bit cold now, so I'm going to get that back in the fire and get that hot. And then basically what I'm going to have to do is come in, sort these corners out. We'll get knocked back out again when and then I can also keep this flat. So this is going to want to bend up on Okay, right, I'm gonna put that back in the fire. Okay, these are looking epic and they're almost nearly done, which is good. So what I'm going to do, whilst these are hot, all I've done is I've just cleaned the scale off of the back of these. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to grab the MIG welder and I'm just going to MIG weld these on here whilst it's warm, and then that way we should get some really nice penetration. So I'm just going to get suited and booted, and we can do that. And if you're feeling a little bit brave, and if you wanted to, you could do what I've done here and just taken a small piece of stock, just a little strip, and basically I've just put some guides on. Keep everything all nice and tidy and lined up. Careful not to hit anything too hard because I don't want to knock anything out of place, but I'm quite happy with that. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just go over to leg vise and give it a squeeze. Thank you for joining me. I have loved making these. This is the stuff that I like doing. This is why I've tried to make them look as lush as possible. They feel really good. They sound awesome. I'm sure they're going to work really well. I'm pretty sure I got some good footage of me making them. And yeah, it's just, I feel so much more comfortable doing this than doing, say, scrolls, which was the last video I put up. And these are going to help me finish off another video. I really want to get this finished. I've already done some bits for it and I'm not 100% happy with how they came out, so I'm going to remake them, but you'll see all of that. But this, I really love this little clamp. This little G clamp looks really good. I want to do like the foolery bits in the next one that I do. I might do another one, but yeah, this came out really well. This is to help me make the wing nut, so basically I'm not going to do any more dressing to this, but what needs to happen is that this needs to have some dressing done to the inside here. So it can get used a bit more mainstream. So this is 25mm fullers, well 26 actually to be fair, but I'm sure because things are a bit oversized when they're hot, this will come out 25, which should be pretty good. Anyway, yeah, so really enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed making these. I'm going to make some more tools like this in the not so distant future. Yeah, to finish those, going to heat treat them as well, I think, because they're going to get absolutely hammered for the job that I want them to do. So yeah, so that's everything. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are a subscriber, please ring that bell for notifications because it'll tell you every time I make a video. I make videos as often as possible. Get a couple out a week at the minute, which is doing really well. Lives every other weekend, one from home, one here in the forge. That's normally when we'll announce the raffles. Go over to the Instagram if you want to find out more about my raffle. The raffles, you can win a hammer and a t-shirt and a keyring for first place and some other stuff for second and third place. Go and get yourself some raffle tickets, buy some tools if you're interested, make hammers, tongs. I've got stock up there, you name it, we've got it of some kind, description or whatnot. If you are interested in following along and finding out a bit more, check out the Instagram. All of the links that I've mentioned are in the description. If you can't see the links, there's a button that says show me more, click on the show me more and it'll show you all of the links. Like I said, there's a community thing where you guys voted on the next clamp. We've got the jewellery vice is the next one that we're going to be doing, and then I think sash clamp came second, so I'll put that third, and then I'll put another list up for people to vote on. I don't just saturate you with surveys and votey things and stuff. So anyway, I'm done. I'm not going to talk anymore. Thank you so much for joining me. I will leave a link up here to the video of the G clamp. I'll leave another link down here to another video where we made a cool thing, and then down here, this is the one that YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy, and that's the subscribe button. See you later. Goodbye.